At ProTech, you've made a lot of really awesome customs, but we have one here that's worth how much?
$12,000.
Can I touch it? Welcome to Blade HQ, everybody. My name's George, and I'm here with Dave from ProTech.
Hey, George.
Good to see you, Dave.
You too.
Now, at ProTech, you've made a lot of really awesome customs, but we have one here that's worth how much?
$12,000.
Whoa. Can I touch it? Well, we'll see about checking out this ultimate custom here later on, but let's talk about this first knife on the table right here.
You bet. So this is our Les George designed SBR small bladed rock eye. This is a Blade HQ exclusive with this awesome Ultim material. And the way this particular knife is constructed, it's a 3/4 aluminum frame. So you can take a look at it there. All of the integral mechanical parts of the knife are in metal. So the pivot pin, the threads of the screws, and then that allows us to put a bunch of different materials on top, including this beautiful Ultim.
Yeah, so tell me about Ultim.
It's an incredible thermoplastic. It has a lot of uses in medical industry. It stays super clean, it's super durable, and now adopted into some knife materials. It's beautiful. It's a little bit translucent. You can kind of see through to some of the mechanics of the knife. It's got this nice amber tone and clean, durable, space-age plastic.
When I first saw this knife, I looked in it and I'm like, well, if my knife pivot is dirty, there's no hiding now.
For sure.
I actually have to take care of my knife.
Yep.
I really appreciate that.
Yeah, so it brings the weight down a little bit. Also, obviously, adding the thermoplastic lid, but still the stability of the aluminum underneath it. And then this Ultim, only available at Blade HQ.
So tell us about this next one.
So the TR3 is kind of a perennial classic ProTech model. We've built a lot of different versions of it. This particular TR3 is something that we sell on contract to some of the most elite of the United States military. This one is our operator version of the TR3. It's got the fish scale grip, the tritium push button, all blacked out, no markings of any kind. That's our TR3 operator.
I think that the fish scale texture just gives it the most beautiful aesthetic, but also a really great grip.
Yes.
And I like to say we eat first with our eyes.
Yep.
And I pick this knife and I'm like, oh, that's beautiful. Oh, and it's good in the hand.
Yeah, the TR3 it's almost the TR3's 20-year anniversary actually.
Really?
In our lineup. And it's always been a very strong seller to police, military, lots of EDC uses for it. It's a full 3.5-inch blade, but in a very slender handle. The handle tapers as it goes down to the bottom. And so compared to a bunch of other 3.5-inch autos on the market, this one carries much more comfortably. It's a great knife. A lot of people now, as long as the TR3's been out, are on their second, third, fourth TR3. Sometimes a new variant that they like, or they've just actually worn theirs out and they're on to the next one. But yeah, the TR3 is a classic. The operator is a particularly excellent one.
All right, now this next one on the table's got me pretty excited.
Automatic knives have been a real staple for us. Side opening autos are kind of our thing. We really wanted to get into some more manual action knives. So button lock flippers, we decided since we were so good at buttons that that would be a direction for us to go. We actually have 3 button lock flippers we've built: the Cambria, then the Mordax, and then the Malibu. The Malibu's been a big smash hit, and now we're able, distribution-wise, to go back to the Mordax, which is a fantastic knife. It's a ferrum forged design, and they were really instrumental in moving us into using 20 CV blade steel, and this was the knife, I'd say, where we first really dialed in our button lock flipper mechanism. We've got this detent, it's so smooth and it flips so well. You got the nice drop shut. It's a great size too. It's a little bit bigger than a Malibu, so it's a little more weight to the blade as far as the drop goes. Yeah, the Mordax is fantastic. Ferrum forged design, deep carry pocket clip, 20 CV, ball bearing, buttery smooth action. We're really excited about this new generation of it. So if you have a Mordax from the previous version, it's 20 CV. The new shipping ones are Magna Cut.
I like that.
on top of everything great about the Mordax, now they're also in Magna Cut.
Sometimes with these button lock flippers, they get kind of bouncy on the stop pin when you close them. But these ones, they just stop. If I'm like in a rush, I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna put this in my pocket. It doesn't bounce open and I don't cut a hole in my pants or my leg or someone. It's great. It's safe and fidgety. It's everything you ever wanted.
Indeed.
All right, so this next one, this is a Godson.
Yes.
And it's got this So it's got the new bronze aluminum that I
Yep.
want to hear about, but I also want to hear about this new carbon fiber pattern too.
Yeah, this one has a lot of great stuff to talk about. So the Godson is a real classic auto knife in our line. It's a 3 1/8 inch blade, smaller version of our Godfather knife, kind of the ProTech modern spin on the classic Italian stiletto. And so this one, the bronze aluminum, it's an amazing material. It's got a nice weight to it. I like to say it has a luxurious tank-like feel. You know, it's heavy, but not too heavy. It's really got a substantial feel to it. And being bronze, besides the weight, then you also get the patina. So the longer you own it, the more you use it, the more individual it becomes to the owner. And so we've got one guy that works for us. I don't know what it is in his chemistry, but like 1 or 2 days and his are chocolatey brown. and then everyone else in the shop has some that they've carried for different lengths of time that are different colors. And so besides the weight and the amazing feel of it, you also get the personalized patina depending on the person. Camo carbon fiber from the Fat Carbon folks, a black lip pearl push button, a titanium pocket clip. This is, you know, Godson's a knife we build a lot of. It's a very popular model, and this is the first time we've ever had this particular combination. So it's kind of a very classic ProTech thing to do, to take a model of ours that we build, new handle material, new inlay material, and bring to a show a variation of knife we've been making 20 years, but a new variation that we've never done before.
I love that about ProTech. Every time ProTech comes in, I see it's going to be a model I know and love, but it's going to be a new flavor that's just going to knock my socks off. The next up, we have the iconic Malibu.
Yes.
This is one of our best-selling knives of the last 2 years.
It's a phenomenon. Yeah, the Malibu's done very, very well for us, and this is a custom bronze version of it. So we've got a textured finish, and this is actually where this one's kind of stone-washed and tumbled. This one's sort of right off the machine where you get this real bright kind of jewelry-like finish to it. So textured bronze aluminum, DLC-coated 20 CV blade, mosaic pin push button, very, very nice. Definitely something we make in limited numbers.
Yeah, I love the mosaic pins you bring out.
Yeah,
It almost
they're
has a
great.
superconductor look to it.
Yep.
Really?
And those are done by hand, they're custom made. So every time we order those, they're different than we had them before.
Really?
Yes, and so even if you have a ProTech that's 10 years old with a mosaic pin, the pins we are using today are a little different because they're made by hand.
Now, this looks like a revival over here.
It is. So we're out in Utah for Blade West, and this is a little prototype preview of our new Strider PT. So the PT is the smaller Strider automatic knife, and we had built a couple production runs of those. And
These
then,
are from yesteryear.
Yes, exactly. And so we decided to beef it up ever so slightly. It's about 10% bigger overall. It's a pinch thicker. And what that allowed us to do is have the real estate to put our larger pivot and a little bit larger push button. So it's got a bit more of a snap to it. It's a bit more rugged. The Strider knives, of course, see a lot of hard use. And so this PT Plus, PT with a little bit extra. And then for the prototypes, we kind of went all out with the bronze aluminum, black lip pearl push button, and that's a hand ground Mike Erie blade with a hand rubbed satin finish. There's only a handful of these in the world.
So tell me about what lips on the mother of pearl are.
Yeah, so the mother of pearl, this is the belly of the shell, right? And when they dive for pearl, really what they're looking for is the pearl. The shell is kind of a happy byproduct. And years ago, when they'd find gold or black, they'd throw it out.
Really?
As an anomaly. What they really wanted was the white. And then people started polishing it, using it in jewelry in different places, realizing how beautiful it was. They stopped throwing it out. And now
Thank goodness for that.
Yeah, now it's the most expensive, black being the most expensive, then gold. Very, very hard to get all the natural materials right now. Very difficult.
Yeah, but you can get one on a button on a ProTech.
Yes, and it's you know, a knife like this, which isn't, say, super custom, but kind of a mid-range where you've got the bronze and the hand rub thing, and then just a little piece of pearl. It adds a little sparkle, and it also adds one more thing about this knife that's going to be different from knife to knife.
So those are all the production knives we have on the table.
Yes.
So you said you had a surprise.
I do. We have a great relationship with Blade HQ, and they're super supportive of our brand. They have been since the very beginning. I actually know for a fact that knives I built at home on my kitchen table sold on Blade HQ. And so I'm very proud of that. This is something we've been working on for a while, and we've actually managed to keep it fairly quiet. So this is a special knife just for you guys. As you know, most of our knives that we really spend a lot of time come in these wood boxes like the $12,000 knife. So
You did it! He did it! He did it!
We did it.
It's beautiful! And look at this, it already has my name on it. All right, I am buying one of these, 175%. In fact, yeah, look at that.
So quite a bit of time in the making.
Oh my goodness, Dave, it's beautiful.
We know that you guys are fans of the desert and dessert. And so we've done a lot of desert warrior knives for Blade HQ, and we decided it was finally time for us to add the dessert. So this knife, I would like to say, is really for the connoisseurs of a fine dessert. This is an anodized aluminum frame. These sprinkles are an aerospace epoxy. So we started looking into this, and I started looking around at how the sprinkles could be accomplished, how we could get it done. And one company that we work with, this guy had an idea. He said, hey, we use this aerospace epoxy on the control panels of aircraft. And it's unbelievably durable. It never comes off. It's literally aerospace grade epoxy, and it comes in a bunch of colors. I said, that's what we need. That's absolutely what we need. Aerospace sprinkles are necessary. And so this has been anodized, and then individual stencils for each color of aerospace epoxy applied one at a time, a custom stencil for the front, for the back, painstakingly applied one at a time, an abalone push button, and then a sapphire blue coated S35 VN blade. So yeah, that's some fine dessert right there.
That really is. And like aerospace grade epoxies, so this is something that can get blown up just as much as this TR3.
Yes, in fact.
And it'll still just bring a smile to your face every time you open it.
When a customer is holding one of these and looking at those sprinkles, the same epoxy is what an F-14 pilot is looking at on his dashboard. Maybe not the pink and the yellow and whatever, but the same.
Should the F-14 pilot be so lucky?
But the same grade,
Yeah, that is amazing.
Thank you.
Oh, I'm so excited. All right, so let's talk about this.
Yes.
So this was the Investor Collector Knife of the Year, right?
Yes, we're very proud to have won this category at the Blade Show a number of times. I believe this is our 10th of these awards. And so the Investor Collector class of knives, this is something that, it's a blend of so many different elements. The technology in the shop, right? The machining, the engineering, the accuracy of all of our equipment, and then artists who are doing a bunch of work by hand. On top of that, natural materials, gold, blacklit pearl. There's an immense amount of both craftsmanship, old world, and technology to pull something like this off.
Okay, well, should we look at it?
Let's do it.
All right, I'm gonna don some gloves.
I've held it before, so I'm not gonna put on gloves.
I can't afford to replace it. I'm putting gloves on.
So it is a Malibu, which is its own phenomena by itself. And then this is a titanium frame, 6AL4V titanium that's been precision machined and then hand mirror polished, blacklit pearl inlays. This is a pretty amazing Damascus from Chad Nichols, high carbon type Damascus, so you get that really high contrast. Blacklit pearl push button, of course, to match. And then one of our favorite go-to engravers is Bruce Shaw. We've done a lot of amazing things with him over the years, and this is one of his best, honestly. Bruce Shaw engraving with a ton of 18 karat gold. Even the pocket clip is engraved with gold. It's a real masterpiece. Interestingly enough, in the blade category for Investor Collector, when you win one of those awards, you have to promise to never make more than 10 of that particular combination. So I know for a fact that this exact knife is the last of the ones that we're able to build in that group. So this is the last one of these that'll ever be sold.
I remember once upon a time, one of these came in when I was a copywriter, and it was one of the first knives I ever held.
Nice.
And I just looked at them like, you're telling me a master engraver was in there doing every single one of these. And a blacksmith made every single one of these little forge welds.
And the thousands of pieces of pearl that had to come through to find 3 of them with this much color and fire and character. It's an extraordinary thing. All the pieces that have to come together. And we've talked about it at the shop before with a Investor Collector knife like this. It's a little snapshot in time as far as Protec building the Malibu, Bruce Shaw being able to do the engraving, Chad Nichols being able to forge the blade. It's a little snapshot in time. It's a moment in time that will never really be created again. It's really amazing.
And I think it's kind of like the knife Avengers have assembled.
Assemble.
Yes.
Like the best of the best of the best have all gathered, and they've put everything they have into making a true historic knife. Like, it's just amazing that this knife even exists.
Yeah, and one of the neat things for us, and we're very proud to have it, is say at a given show or at Blade HQ as an example, they'll have, you know, a $300 ProTech in stock and a $12,000 ProTech in stock at the same time. So from 2-inch autos to, you know, 5-inch autos, button lock flippers, even on the table here, all the different treatments, let alone the aerospace sprinkles. You know, we really do put a custom knife focus on our small production, you know, thing, with the cream of the crop being these investor collector pieces.
Yeah, and always pushing the boundaries.
Yeah.
ProTech never sits and rests on their laurels. They're always trying to do the next great thing. And I'm just really happy I get to be along for the ride.
Yeah, awesome.
Well, thank you so much for meeting with us, Dave.
It's been fun.
You get the white glove service
Nice.
on this one. Thank you so much. If you've enjoyed this video and you want to see more knife content, subscribe to Blade HQ. And if you like ProTech knives, check them out at bladehq.com. We have a big selection, and like Dave was telling us, it's always new. There's new stuff coming all the time. Leave a comment and tell us what you think. We'll see you on the next one.